Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Eve. In this video, I'm going to be bringing through messages for two events happening at the same time, with one of them being a much shorter event, and that's the full moon in Scorpio, which we have coming in here on April 26th. The sun is in Taurus and the moon is in Scorpio. It is a full moon and it is a super full moon. It's what we call an egg moon. The other name given it is the pink moon because it occurs in springtime, in the time of flowering, in the sign of Taurus. Whenever we have a full moon with the sun in Taurus, it's considered a very, very abundant and prosperous moon. Thus the energy of the egg moon and also the pink moon for love and romance, because Taurus is the sign of the goddess of love, of prosperity, of abundance, of creativity, and we often associate her with the Empress and the Queen of Pentacles from the Tarot. And so as this full moon is occurring, we also have a period of time that's going for about 3 weeks almost of alignments in the sign of Taurus. And we get this activation once a year. And right now, this activation in Taurus is all around the planet Uranus. Why? Because that is the planet that is in the sign of Taurus. Uranus is the great awakener. It's about breaking through things. It's about moving to the next level of your life's experience, of your learning, of your consciousness. The word used for this is leveling up or engaging at a higher level in your life. Uranus, though, is like lightning. It can bring very sudden events into your life, and it can just as quickly take people and situationships out of your life. So Uranian energy is very fast moving. And when I tap into it, I often tap into the energy of the Chariot from the major arcana and the Tarot, because that's a very fast moving energy. And it does align very, very well with Uranian energy. Now, what is Uranus and Taurus, though? It's showing us that there's great awakenings and dawnings and breakthroughs coming in to the realm that Taurus and the divine feminine rules, because Taurus is ruled by both Venus and the moon is exalted in the sign of Taurus. So it's a very powerful divine feminine energy. And it speaks to us of the areas of love and romance in our life. It speaks to our creativity, to how we see ourselves in terms of beauty from the inside outward and from the outside inward. And it's also about our field of abundance and prosperity. And how are we feeling at this time about our abundance? Do we want to become more abundant? And let's think of the word abundance, because that's the word I'm going to apply to Taurus here as a great umbrella. Because abundance is not just about money or possessions. It's about anything. An abundance of love, an abundance of sleep, an abundance of time for yourself, an abundance of possessions, an abundance of travel, an abundance of knowledge. So just let's take the word abundance and apply it as our treasure chest. And on my most recent Instagram, which I invite you to check out, one of the messages was that abundance is the wealth that we are here to obtain in this lifetime. It's our own personal chest of gold and possessions, and it's unique to us. And that this Taurus season and all of these planets aligning in Taurus is about us building, not only building upon it, but becoming aware of what that word actually means to us. What does abundance mean to us from an external lens? And what does being abundant and feeling abundant mean to us from an internal perspective? the planets that are lining up here in Taurus, we already started this earlier this week with the moon lining up with Uranus here on April 19th. And then we had Venus lining up with Uranus on Earth Day, April 22nd. And then today, which is April 24th, we had the Mercury-Uranus alignment. And this is all building to the second Mercury-Venus alignment of this year, which is happening here on April 25th. And then the very last alignment will be the Sun-Uranus alignment on April 30th. So this energy is pretty much building throughout the month of April, and it will also be amplified for one last time with the new moon in Taurus, which I believe is May 11th. Yes, that's correct. So all of this energy is going to be in force then in our lives for approximately the next 3 weeks or 4 weeks, taking us through the season of Taurus. So remember, the key word here is abundance. And what does that mean for you? Now, the other energy that's going on here is the super full moon in Scorpio. And it is a super moon. We've got 3 super moons in a row. We started off last month with a super moon, and we have one right now. And then the lunar eclipse in May will be our 3rd and last super full moon in the sign of Sagittarius. That will be the most powerful of the 3 because it's a lunar eclipse, and also because the moon in Sagittarius is considered one of the most powerful full moon energies. So be aware that's coming in about a month from now. So I'm going to wrap up this reading here today by looking at what is this full moon bringing in for us. Because in the sign of Scorpio, it's a time of transformation, of death and rebirth. And Scorpio asks us to look at the very depth of our being to see what are we still resisting. Where is our resistance to moving forward? Because with Uranus here in Taurus making this huge lineup here with the moon, sun, Venus, and Mercury, it's about change. Uranus brings change. It's the biggest planet of change that we have in our solar system. And isn't it interesting that here following this alignment, or in the middle of all these alignments, we have this full moon with the moon in Scorpio and the sun in Taurus. And so the question is, what are you still resisting that is perhaps creating a challenge or a blockage or an interference pattern in your ability to bring in this beautiful change that you want in your corner of abundance, love, and creativity? And so we're going to look at these messages at the very end. So let me start off first with the Oracle of the Hidden Worlds by Lucy Cavendish. And I really chose this deck because the hidden worlds are the hidden worlds on the earth. And these are the realms that only show themselves to us when they trust us, when they know that we're ready to see beyond the 3D, when we want to see with new lenses. And these are the lenses of our spiritual body. These are the lenses of our imagination, in our creative spark, or our inner muse, as I like to call it. And so the hidden worlds, when we're in that place, is going to show us these beautiful gifts that the earth itself holds within her, because the earth is a beautiful divine spiritual being. She is an ascended master. And of course, the earth realm is governed by the signs of Taurus and Cancer. So it fits very perfectly here. So let's look at the very first card that I pulled here for the messages for this Taurus alignment. Full moon temple, and that is in perfect alignment with this full moon. It's about celebration, peak, and transcendent moment or moments. Look at that. There's the full moon. So this is about accessing the peaks in your life right now. Okay, this is a message that you're accessing some form of reward right now. So this alignment in Taurus, which is taking us through the new moon in May, is about something building into our life, something that perhaps has long been overdue, or we felt like we've been waiting for a very long time. And this full moon temple is bringing that for us, or it's bringing it to us. But it's also about celebrating your life. And what does that look like? If you were to fully celebrate your life, what would that be about? It is a time to build a temple to the fullness of your spirit. Just as this moon is full and this temple has been created to expand her energy and to amplify it, so too, when you build an altar or create a space within your life for gratitude, celebration, joy, and glad union with others, the beauty of your life will become more apparent. And the present moment will be felt with every light tread of your feet upon this blessed earth. So that's a call to being very much in the moment and celebrating your life, to breathe in all of the joy that you've amassed thus far. And it's about building a temple to the fullness of your spirit. That message is recognizing who you are and who you've become, and acknowledging that fullness, and now building a temple for that spirit that you are becoming, because you are far more than the human part of who you are. You are spiritual before you are human. And that is the temple that you are moving deeper into at this time. Look around and know that in every moment of gratitude lies the key which unlocks more gifts. So one of the qualities that you want to embody during this time frame is gratitude, celebration, and transcendence. And this key, which unlocks more gifts in your life, also opens the gate and allows the awaiting treasures of life to find their way to you. Remember, I was just talking about the treasure box, that we each have our individual, unique treasure box, and only we hold the key to open it. And so that's what this full moon temple is about, that you are finding that key and what that means to you. And the last message here is to put down your work and carve out time to delight in your life. Life must have its moments to delight in, and you must now find a way to bring into existence a celebration of what you have done in making it so far. It's time to celebrate your life. We of the hidden worlds do, for you are a hopeful and unique creature. And when you remember this, you will feel the tide of pleasure sweep through you once again, reawakening you to the joy of your own existence. So the words here are gratitude, celebration, and joy. So let's look at the second card that the Hidden Worlds is bringing us. And these are the gifts that Mother Earth is bringing us through the Hidden Worlds. The second card is the leap. Ecstasy, bliss, and belief. Now this card I associate with the Fool and the Tarot. The leap. And you know the full moon can be associated with the moon card in the Tarot as well. Taking that leap of faith. It's time to fly, to leave behind the known and to move now towards the unknown. But this is a card of action. And it's action with intention, but it's also action based on faith, knowing that you may not know what lies ahead of you, but you believe in your journey. You believe in yourself. Take the leap. When this card comes, allow yourself to open up and absorb the power that is yours at this moment. It is time to connect and to take that leap of faith, and to know that if the connection is cared for and maintained and believed in, you can fly. And so one of the other expressions or attitudes or qualities is a better word for it that Taurus invites us to work with is watering whatever it is we want to grow. Taurus is the sign of planting seeds and then watering and weeding the garden that you are planting. And you've got to care for it. You've got to set intentions. You've got to be there in it every single day. It takes work to build this garden. And so the message here is that you have to care for it and you have to maintain it and you have to believe in it. So your faith is key here. This is no great project, nor is it about power in the world. It is about the experience that proves to us once again that we are a child or children of the universe and that we are beloved. So to prepare to have your faith restored and for the ecstasy of the Spirit to move through you once again. So what I'm getting in that message is, again, it feels like many of us have been in a time of deep waiting, whether it's waiting for our ships to come in, our career to unfold, more abundance to come in. I feel like for many of us on this video today, we're waiting for love. We're waiting for something in our love life to grow or blossom or finally arrive. And for others of us on this video, I feel like this is our dreams of our mission, that we're reaching a place where we can clearly see what that is right now, or we're reaching that place where we feel like we can finally embody it and embrace it in its fullness, that we're no longer only the student anymore, we are becoming the master. So again, we have to remember to tend to our garden. That is a beautiful, beautiful message. And one of the last things I want to say about the leap is, in this moment, you cannot hesitate. In this moment, the inner chatter of the voices of family and society, and even the fragmented parts of ourselves, we must still these voices at this time and step back and then let the pure connection between the universe and the fragment of the universe, which is our soul, to rebound and reclaim the belief that we are blessed and that we deserve this wonder. So it's about putting aside what other people think about our journey. That's their business. That is none of our business. They have their own journey and their own garden to attend to. Attend to your lane. Stay in your lane. And the other message here, and the final one, is knowing that you deserve this. You are a loved and a blessed being of source and of creation. Know that and embody it. This is the journey we are on in this alignment here. Now we're dealing with an earth energy, so even though Uranus is one of the fastest moving planets, in terms of its energy, it's in the sign of Taurus, which is the slowest energy of all the 12 signs. And it's that way for a reason, because it wants to slowly build up the momentum. And Taurus wants to make sure that it's planted all the seeds before it knows exactly the direction it's going to move in. So please do not be in a mad rush here. The only rush you need to be in is to get onto the pathway. Take the leap of faith and get onto the path. So let's look at the last message here from the Hidden Worlds. The secret, the unknown mysteries and wonders. So this is an actual being, and she is called the secret. In Native American, she would be called the void. But she is the secret. She's like the keeper of our Akashic records, the keeper of the blueprints to all of our soul's journey. And she only allows us to get glimmers of it or bits and pieces of it, because if we were to fully remember every part of our soul journey and every experience we have ever had while we're still in a 3D human form, we would actually go mad. So understand there's a reason why we get things in pieces. We have to embody it, experience it, and then we're ready for the next mystery or secret to be unveiled. So let's look at the message she has for us. She holds the entire mystery that is us within her hands. And from her hands flows just enough of that mystery to keep us seeking, questing, yearning, and searching. It is not deliberate withholding, but a way of measuring our experience. So what the secret does is she knows when you're ready to learn more. She knows when you've reached a place where you can actually have enough inner strength and inner knowingness to receive the next piece of information. But the other message here is that we need to live with unknowns. It's about embracing the unknown and embracing the fact that we're not going to ever know everything, right? Except that there are always going to be secrets and unknowns. Instead, focus on the laws that you can work with and accept the wonder that is the presence of the soul's multiple selves, lives, expressions, and know it is a fragment of a greater whole of who you are. This is beautiful. She holds the secret and you hold the key. It's interesting, we're getting that message of the key a lot today. And you are discovering at this time more and more with every breath, with every step on this journey you call life. Beautiful messages. Now I pulled 2 cards from the Relationship Oracle Guidebook as what emotional tools are guiding us here through this alignment in Taurus. And I'm picking up with these cards that they're also talking about the full moon in Scorpio. So these are the emotions or the tools, if you will call it, that we're here to work with at this time. And so the first one I got was kindness. I really want to bring it up to the camera because this is a mantra. And if you want to look into it, you can embody it. See, there's 6 points of light there. And I love these colors. In fact, it matches my sweatshirt here. It's green for the heart, but also that light aqua green, which is one of the colors, divine colors of healing. So this is about healing the heart space. Now the word here, or the emotion, is kindness. The energy of kindness reminds us to be considerate and wise in our interaction with others and ourselves, and to find the root of our love through our connection to Source. So Source is the connection to all things, and that is absolutely the truth. So the color we're working with here is a mixture of green for the heart, but also that blue, light blue for the for the 5th chakra. So that's our heart and our throat chakras that we're working with there. And what I get from that is kindness can only truly be expressed when the heart is open. So when your heart is feeling open, or you're feeling in a really good place, a peaceful place, it is so much easier for you to speak words of kindness to someone, or to do an act of kindness. And I'm thinking of random acts of kindness, but I'm also getting the message, choose to be kind in a situation where there are other choices that are a lot more aggressive. Choose kindness when there is a challenge that is coming in. So let me read from the book, because I'm feeling like there's one more message here. Yes, kindness is the quality of being friendly and considerate. It is also about being sweet, gentle, and generous. Genuine kindness originates and flows from a heart that is open and is able to give and receive love. Okay, so again, being kind, it's not hard to do, but the doing of it requires us being conscious of our own thoughts and behaviors, and being aware of how we treat and approach others. So ultimately it has to do with how we feel in our own hearts. So kindness, again, is an expression that is most easily coming from an open heart. Even in the face of knowing that a better choice could be made in a situation, we can be supportive and offer gentle suggestions. That is one example of kindness. We can choose to hold our tongue when it would be easy to say something that could be hurtful, even if it is truthful. So truth does not always need to be expressed. And when it does need to be expressed, we can choose. Notice how I keep using the word choose, to find ways to express it with kindness, gentleness, and respect. Because kindness touches the hearts of everyone involved. When you practice kindness at every level, you're never going to make someone defensive. They're not going to automatically put up a wall against you because you are practicing kindness. And kindness comes from gentleness. The two go hand in hand. So let's look at the second emotion or quality that we are here to develop during this time, and that is joy. And that's number 28. So they kind of follow each other, 28 and 29 here. And look at that. We've got more heart colors, right? Pink. So pink is also the high heart, but we've got some sacral color in here, and we've got some like almost lilac, which would be the crown chakra, and the golden, which would be I believe the golden is the 9th chakra, so way above our heads. A lot of chakras here lining up. And look at that. Oh my goodness, I just noticed it. See how the center of the mantra is kindness. So from kindness, we then experience a lot more joy in our life, right? The energy of joy activates our feelings of happiness and well-being, and it supports a high vibrational frequency in our being. So from kindness, we get to go to joy, and vice versa. They both help each other out. But joy is a state of being, and kindness supports that state of being. Kindness is one of the ways to be in that state of being more often. So let's read what it says about joy. I love this. Emotions are energy in motion, and our body responds to the emotions that we are feeling. So joy is one of the highest vibrational emotions that we can possibly feel. Okay? It is helpful to realize that our sense of joy can be cultivated through our consciousness and our attitude. Learning how to see the world from a larger perspective and from others' points of view helps us in being in this state of joy and remaining in this state of joy. Because when we have the capacity to always see and consider another person's point of view or a larger perspective, that's instantly expanding upon our wisdom and our knowledge and our experience. And there's joy that instantly comes in here because we're experiencing something other than just our point of view, right? Learning how to see, okay, hold on. Yeah. So does developing gratitude, forgiveness, greater compassion, acceptance, generosity, a sense of humor, and a playful attitude. So we're really bringing in a lot of beautiful emotions, and these are all the emotions, energy in motion, that build the higher frequency within our being. So let me say them again. We have kindness, we have joy, we have gratitude, forgiveness, compassion, acceptance, generosity, a sense of humor, and a playful attitude. Beautiful messages here. Now I want to look at the second part of this video because there's going to be 3 parts to it. And in the second part, I want to dive into what are the messages from the Psychic Tarot of the Heart by John Holland on this journey of love and relationships. Because Venus and Taurus is all about love and relationships. And so what is the guidance? And so the spread I wanted to do is 5 cards. The first one is the overview. The second one is if there is a challenge, obstacle, or interference, and there may not be. The third one is what is helping us, what is guiding us here or assisting us, the actions that we need to take or develop at this time, and then the near future or the energy that we're moving towards once we embody the first 4 cards. Whoops, my camera's moving a little bit. In fact, let me move that a little bit closer here. So let's look at the overview here. Awaiting results, 7. That's the 7 of Pentacles. You know, it's so funny. Remember how I was saying in the beginning, we're reaching a time where we're leaving the waiting behind? And the 7 of Pentacles, the person has been waiting quite a long time for a reward, a result of either their study, their effort, waiting for love, waiting for abundance, waiting to get pregnant, whatever it might be. And so the overview is whatever you've been waiting for is seeking to find you, but you might need to be a little bit more patient still, okay? So that's the energy we enter into this time with. Let's see if there's something hindering us or if there's an obstacle here. That is rebuild. That's the Tower. That is the Tower. We could look at that as a breakthrough or breakdown, right? It's about rebuilding. So perhaps the challenge here is that to get what we want, the results that we want, we are going to have to break down what is in the way of that. We're going to have to release what is not allowing us to reach our happiness or our dreams. We're going to have to rebuild. And for many of us, that means we've already experienced this Tower moment. And we're now in the process of rebuilding our life. And you need to take it one stone at a time. Be in that energy of rebuilding. Okay, that's a beautiful energy because it does mean energy is moving. What is helping us here? Oh, our crown chakra. Okay, number 7. We've got 7s going on here. And it's our crown chakra, but the color is magenta. So I'm getting instantaneously a connection between our crown and our heart space. We want to develop our higher wisdom, our higher knowledge here. We want to take the high road, is what I'm being told. So again, stepping away from drama and away from controlling and manipulative situations in our life, looking at it from a higher vantage point, looking at it from multiple perspectives so that you can gain a greater wisdom and then be able to find whatever solution, experience, and knowledge you need for that. So what is helping us here is actually our high mind, looking at things from a higher perspective, a higher vantage point, and coming at something from a place of kindness and joy, because this goes in alignment with the higher vibrations. Our crown chakra is that last physical portal where we then access our higher chakras, the 8th, 9th, and above, that are invisible, right? So the crown chakra on the top of our head is our last physical chakra before we meet what is spirit. And so that's telling you to get ready for spiritual experiences here. We've got 2 number 7s here, which is the spiritual pathway, that is what you need to seek here in your relationships at this time. Because remember, this is about relationships. So are you awaiting certain results in your love life? Are you waiting for your partner to change? Are you waiting for your relationship to grow? Or are you awaiting a result? Maybe you're going through a divorce, or maybe you're fighting over custody for children. Are you awaiting something to happen there? Or are you standing there looking back into your past, expecting someone to return? What are you waiting for? That's the question you need to ask. And instead of waiting for it, seek to rebuild your life right now and follow your higher wisdom. Work on what you already know and build upon it. This is a spiritual message here that you've got to follow the spiritual pathway in terms of your relationships at this time. So let's see what the action to be taken is. You're seeking the truth. Oh my God, another 7. Wow, we've got 3 7s in a row here. Okay, and that equals 21. You will get the world. The 3 7s is 21. Oh my gosh, and 1 and 6 is 7. We've got 4 7s. Okay, so the message I'm getting here with relationships is there's 2 things going on here. Some of us are waiting for some kind of result. We're waiting something. We feel like information is coming to us. We feel that information is coming to us, and we know that information is coming to us. We're actually in the waiting room right now waiting for something. And I don't know why, as I said that, I'm seeing people in a hospital awaiting a prognosis for someone or awaiting the birth of a child. That's the visual I'm getting for whoever that is. But we're also seeking the truth. So these three cards are about action. We're seeking the truth. We want this higher wisdom. We don't want to be in any kind of situationship or relationship anymore where there is a withholding of information. We want all of the truth visible, transparent, and on that table, so that when we make a decision, we can make it from a place of wisdom. See how she's unpeeling away the dichotomy here? So the 7, I believe this is the 7 of air. That's right, the 7 of swords. But in this deck, she's peeling away the illusions, the disappointments, the deception, to reveal the truth, whatever that truth is. And she's peeling it away from this inner conflict between the two minds. So it's about, to seek the inner truth, you have to find a union where the two minds are one. It's one mind, not two minds anymore, okay? But what I'm also getting with the 7 of air is that there's choices. You know, when we're dealing with the 7 in the 4 suits of the Tarot, we're dealing with choices, and we could possibly be dealing with indecision. But in order to make that choice or make that decision, you have to get a lot of perspective. You have to stand outside yourself and seek information, try to attain a higher vantage point here, and access your spiritual wisdom place, okay? So let's look at the card of what is unfolding once we do this. I love it, the High Priestess. So we've got 2 major arcana here. And I love that message because in our relationships, what seeking the truth means is we're deciding if we're going to stay in a relationship or not. That's what I'm getting for some of you listening. And for others, there's relationships around us coming in where there's maybe more than 1 or 2, and we have decisions to make, and we don't know which direction to go in. So there could be multiple partners presenting themselves over this next month or 2, or this entire Taurus season here, which is going to be especially strong over the next 4 to 6 weeks. But understand, Taurus and Uranus, this alignment occurs only once a year. And so it's ultimately guiding us for the next 12 months. Therefore, you want to make sure that you're making the right decision. That's what the message I'm getting. So if you need to step back and retreat and think about it and go inward with the High Priestess and listen to your intuitive guidance, listen to your inner wisdom, because this last card here is the answer. When you really listen to your inner wisdom, again, I should put that under there, the answer will become clear. The answer lies in your heart and your spirit. It does not lie in your mind, okay? But you do need to find the information from your mind. You need to dialogue with your mind, because your mind holds some truth, but it does not hold the whole truth. Your heart holds the rest of that. So listen deeply to your inner wisdom and listen deeply to your heart and what is it you truly want. And at the bottom of the deck, I pulled out the card, and that is the 4 of Wands. Joy and stability. It is the card of union, that you want to be in a beautiful, joyful, stable, mutually supportive, loving, and divinely guided, sacred, romantic partnership. That's what these messages are. And you will get there in this season. Either in the Taurus season, you will open it up and you will move in that direction, but you have exactly the next. I'm being told, they're telling me you have up to six months to a year to complete this journey. Because 6 months would be from Taurus to Scorpio. That would be a new beginning to the full moon of this. So I'm getting this is really more a 6-month journey for many of us, with a lot of it already developing within the next 4 to 6 weeks is what I'm being told. And let's look at the numbers here too, because there's guidance. It could be anywhere from 2 weeks to 4 weeks to 7 weeks or 16 weeks, but I'm going to take that as a 7, I'm being told. But also it's certain months. And the months we're getting predominating here is the month of July. Yeah, we're getting the month of July is a really, really big one. These could also be days, though, the days of any month, the 2nd, the 4th, the 7th, and the 16th. So please take it as it resonates. But where we're going is right here. We want the crown. We want the crown. We want that divine partnership, okay? But you know, to get there, you can't be in the waiting room. You can't be sitting there waiting for someone from your past, right? Stop waiting and rebuild your life and seek the truth within yourself so that you can bring that truth to you. But it's also about seeking the truth from your partnership. If you're in a relationship at this time, it means you may need to sit down with your counterpart and have some very, very deep, honest, heart-to-heart conversations so that you know if this relationship is growing and blossoming or not. Because if you stay in the 7 of Pentacles, you will be staying in the status quo. You will be in that waiting room and just staying in that waiting room. Please understand this is a choice, okay? We all have choices in life. So the third and last part of this video, I wanted to pick cards that are specific to the full moon only, the super moon in Scorpio. And so the energies around that will pretty much be running with us for about 2 weeks. So from about this weekend of April 24th, 25th, 26th, until the new moon in Taurus, which is May 11th. And so I was pulling from, what was that deck? I will definitely put it down. Oh yes, the Energy Oracle cards. What is it that this full moon in Scorpio is asking us to look at? So full moon in Scorpio is about looking at what our resistance patterns are and looking at what we need to let go of. And so this is the first card I pulled, envy. Number 2. Okay, we've got 2s going on here. Look at that. Envy, in this picture, she has everything she wants. She's holding things in both her hands. I believe she's holding a pearl and a goblet of coins. So she's already abundant. Look at that. Yet she's looking at what her neighbor has. So envy is where you're always looking at life from the grass is greener somewhere else. You're looking at the grass somehow being better where you're not standing. So what that implies is 2 things. 1, you're not being grateful for what you already have because you're not recognizing what you already have. You're looking so much at what other people have and then comparing yourself to what they have that you're not recognizing all that treasure chest that you actually have, because she's holding that treasure in her hands there. So it's about recognizing the treasure that you already have. Instead of being envious or jealous of what someone else has, look at what you have and embody gratitude. It's a very, very important message. This card is telling you to let go of the jealousy or envy and acknowledge the blessings that you already have in your life. Now is the time to shift your focus. After all, when you envy others, it only attracts more to them, not to you. So when you're envious of someone else, what you're doing is you're actually sending abundance to them, not to yourself. And I'm laughing because I know how true that is, okay? Notice all that you have and thank the universe for it, okay? So this is about gratitude. Again, that message came in earlier in this reading. But the other message I'm getting with this card is envy is also about lack and dissatisfaction. So what you're wanting to release is any lack consciousness here. And what in you is resisting gratitude or resisting looking at the lack consciousness, because that's what you need to release. And lack consciousness also embodies disillusionment and disappointment, because when we're always disappointed, we're actually in a state of emotional lack. Okay, so I'm inviting you during the super full moon to look at these emotions. And I pulled 2 more cards here. Oh, I love this one. We got number 22. We got a lot of 2s and 7s here. Yin, yang. So when we work on recognizing what we already have and having gratitude and just really working with our lack consciousness and seeking to shift that into an abundance consciousness, we are then coming into balance between our yin and our yang entities. Now in this card though, they're telling us to, even though it's the sign of the yin yang, the masculine feminine, the 22 is the double 2, which is the feminine. And by the way, 2 is the number of the moon. And 7 is the number of Neptune. So we've got 2 very strong planetary energies here. And number 4 is Uranus. So we've got the moon from the 2s, and we've got Neptune from 7, and then 4 and 22, if we reduce it as a 4, is the planet Uranus. So already we're getting astrological messages to pay attention to the moon, and wherever the moon is at, pay attention to what Uranus is doing, and also Neptune. So Uranus is in Taurus and Neptune is in Pisces. And this full moon is in Scorpio. So right now we're looking at certain signs, all the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, all the earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, right? Yeah, a lot of earth. I'm picking up a lot of earth and water energy, but with the 7 of Swords, we also have the air energy very prevalent there as well. So let's look at the yin-yang message here, 22. This card represents energetic life cycles, and its purpose is to help you identify the particular cyclical energy that you're in at this time in your life. So the yin-yang is asking you to look, are you in balance? Is there a part of your expression right now that's out of balance? And if there is, seek to bring it into balance. So the 2 messages are here are looking at our lack consciousness, and if we're out of balance in any form, and to then bring ourselves into balance. And they're saying here that this card is speaking specifically to the divine feminine, that this is a time of great receptivity, intuition, and gestation. External circumstances may be forcing you to go within at this time and to examine your activity. It's an especially good time for completing things and wrapping things up, which of course a super full moon is, especially in the sign of Scorpio. And you know it's Scorpio, which is in alignment with the Tower energy. Okay? And you know that full moon in Scorpio is about releasing the old. So any old emotional attachments that you need to be releasing, now is the time to do this. So this cycle is calling you at this time to be more yielding, to be more receptive, and to be more reflective. So open up to these sides of your nature, because the beingness is more important right now than the acting. Okay, so there's the second message, and then the very last message we have from the super full moon is 36. Now we have a 9, a very different number. The second chakra, Archangel Ariel. Well, the second chakra is the sign of Taurus, and the moon rules the second chakra. So we're back again to where we started. A very strong emphasis on the moon, which is our emotional well-being and our emotional body, and the sign of Taurus. And the second chakra is our chakra of creativity, it's our chakra of intimacy, and our chakra of romance. And so what Archangel Ariel is inviting you to do is to welcome in greater creativity into your life. Okay? Let yourself reach out into unexplored areas of self-expression and new projects that may have a more creative approach. So it's really a beautiful invitation in this lunar energy to dive deeper into creative ventures. This is also a time, though, when the energies of closeness with others and nurturing yourself can flow more freely. So it's about opening yourself up to greater intimacy with yourself, greater emotional, even sexual intimacy with yourself, but it's greater emotional intimacy with you. Acknowledging how much you love yourself, or if there's places in yourself you don't love and why, and looking at that, okay? So that's the reflection of the super full moon in Scorpio, and it's about wanting and being ready to develop greater closeness and intimacy with others. So I want to close this just by saying that Archangel Ariel is telling you that it is a beautiful time in your life for new love and higher love to come in. Whether you are single or you are in a relationship, it does not matter. But for higher love to come in and a greater closeness and emotional intimacy is the key here. Okay, thank you so much for listening to this video. And I love my new subscribers. I invite you to subscribe, hit the bell. If you like this video, let me know if you like it. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. Also comment. I'm very open to receiving comments. And again, if you are interested in my lecture this Sunday, please do reach out to me directly. Thank you so much and have a wonderful, wonderful super full moon and Taurus alignment.